Hello, Hannah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm Ann Althouse, out here in Madison, Wisconsin, at the University of Wisconsin Law School in the blog Althouse. And you are?
This is Hanna Rosin from Double X, soon to be Slate's Double X, getting folded back into Slate, and from the Atlantic Monthly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we wanted to talk about Tiger Woods, didn't we?
We did want to talk about Tiger Woods.
He's fallen from the pedestal. People idolized him.
Well, it is kind of amazing. I mean, he kept saying in all of his statements, I'm not perfect, and which led you to the question, well, whoever said you were, where did we get the idea that you were perfect? And we got the idea that he was perfect because he had perfectly kind of groomed and maintained his image as perfect. I mean, he was really much more like a sort of CEO or a politician than he was like your average celebrity. I mean, nobody expects any Brad Pitt to be perfect. If Brad Pitt had a mistress, you wouldn't be shocked, but Tiger Woods kind of existed in a different category.
People wanted to sort of view him as a great idol, and then he did so well that fed the thing that people already wanted to believe. And he has such an interest in maintaining that image. Did you see that Ford estimated earlier this year that Woods was the first athlete to surpass $1 billion in career earnings, more than 80% of that coming from endorsements.
And, that explains the reputation more than a lot of other things, because his endorsements came because they're about image, right? I mean, that's companies are terrified of having anything which taints their brand or their image, and so it was incredibly important that he appear, and unusually so, as this kind of icon. I mean, if you think back on it,
he was boosting their image because he stood for excellence and and hard work and just like generic high values. You'd see him out on some landscape with visionary eyes and
also the multiracial idea. I mean, he had this wonderful relationship with his father. He has kind of an Obama background. He's married to a white woman. I mean, he led this sort of interesting multiracial existence. He never said anything controversial.
He's half Asian, He's more Asian than black. He's half Asian. His mother was Thai and Chinese.
Right.
Did you know that?
Right.
And his father was only half black. So he's really only a quarter black.
Right. I guess it's the great Obama clan, which includes all people of many races all wrapped up in one person.
And he emphasized that. In fact, he got some criticism early on. I think he went on Oprah early on and said, he had a word for it, Cablinasian, and he emphasized, he had made a word out of all the parts that he was. So he presented himself as multiracial, but, that kind of got lost along the way. And I think there was actually, back then when he first came out, in fact, there was even more pressure not to even acknowledge the category multiracial.
Right.
But I do think that, like Obama, he represents what Americans want